Hi everyone, I'm Nicholas Tutora. Welcome to Tutora Time. So today, the CDC lifted mask and social distancing guidelines. Gee, what a surprise. Who could have possibly seen that coming?
Today, CDC is updating our guidance for fully vaccinated people. Anyone who is fully vaccinated can participate in indoor and outdoor activities, large or small, without wearing a mask or physical distancing. If you are fully vaccinated, you can start doing the things that you had stopped doing because of the pandemic.
Let's see. COVID arrived on the scene in March of 2020, just in time for the real start of Donald Trump's re-election cycle. And now, 100 days or so after Trump has been out of office, it's time to remove the masks. Yes, you no longer have to worry about wearing a mask. It's safe not to wear a mask or social distance if you've been vaccinated.
Additionally, we are accumulating data that our authorized vaccines are effective against the variants that are circulating in this country.
But that wasn't true. Just last week, Joe Biden is parading around with his mask, even though he's been fully vaccinated. Somehow the data just happened to be analyzed now, and they've decided you don't really need a mask or to be social distance. If you're vaccinated, Joe Biden posted online that if you're vaccinated, no more restrictions. But if you're not vaccinated, you'll have to continue to wear a mask. That to me sounds directly like a dictator. Joe is dictating what you have to do. There's no law that says if you're not vaccinated, you must submit to wearing a mask. There's nothing in the Constitution. There's no state laws. It's basically a dictate from Joe Biden. If you're not vaccinated, you have to wear a mask. Where does Joe Biden think he gets that authority from? No president has ever had authority like that. COVID has a 99.8% recovery rate, and many people haven't worn masks all along. But yet now, what? Are we going to require proof that we're vaccinated? Are we going to need to show our papers, Joe? Really, in all seriousness, folks, it is the mark of a dictator. Joe Biden is a dictator. He's telling us that unless we obey what he tells us to do, then you have to continue to wear a mask. That is very scary. And if you don't understand that, I'm sorry. It's still very scary, even though you're not smart enough to see it. Also, isn't it convenient how the mask mandates are now going to be lifted when the jobs report came out and they see that nobody is willing to go back to work because they're making too much on unemployment benefits?
Let's just start with jobs, because help explain this. I think it's a little bit hard for people to wrap their heads around, because we have 8 million fewer jobs in the economy right now than we did pre-pandemic, yet we can't find the workers. So what's going on?
But it does appear that one of the reasons we saw a huge disappointment in the job numbers is that companies cannot find the workers that they want to hire. The thinking there is that the job numbers would have been much higher if companies could find the workers they need. Now, some Republicans in the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, they've jumped all over this and said, aha, see, we shouldn't be paying people that extra $300 a week in unemployment benefits because they're just staying home and collecting benefits because they can make more money than doing that than they can working.
Because of COVID, unemployment benefits that you had to go look for a job were lifted. So nobody had to look for a job during the COVID crisis. But now that Joe Biden and his administration see that the jobs report is in the sewer, they need people to go back to work. And what better way to get them to go back to work than to tell them they need to start looking for a job and no longer have to wear a mask?
You know, health experts are hoping that this will be an incentive for people who haven't been vaccinated yet to go get vaccinated. So I did talk to some folks here today who haven't yet been vaccinated and asked them, does this push you to go out and get your shots? Most of them said, not really. They've kind of made up their minds, or they're still going to wait and see despite this updated guidance.
Let's see. Donald Trump had the best economy ever in the history of the country, the lowest unemployment for every demographic, the highest employment for every demographic, highest home ownership rates among blacks, and manufacturing jobs were coming back to the United States. There was no way that the left was going to let Donald Trump go into his re-election year with good financial news like that. So it seems to me that COVID, although real, My mother had COVID and she passed away from it, but COVID was also manipulated and used to serve the Democrats' politics. They wanted to make sure Trump's economy tanked, so they went ahead and crashed it, and they used COVID hysteria to do it. They don't care that they kept your children out of school for a year. They don't care that people's parents, like mine, passed away alone because they could only have a few visitors for a couple of minutes due to COVID. They don't care about the teen suicide that has happened because of COVID. They don't care about the college students whose lives and education has been destroyed because of COVID mandates. All that really matters is Donald Trump was prevented from having a strong economy going into his election year. And now, magically, when Joe Biden needs the economy to turn around, surprise, you can take off your mask if you're vaccinated. And as I said, the vaccination dictate from Joe Biden is that. It's the mark of a dictator. You know, when people imagine dictators in their mind, they picture this outlandish and fiery and bombastic type of personality. That's what the left thinks fascism is. The left thinks that if you're a public speaker and are bombastic when you speak and love your country, then you're a fascist. But that's not what fascism is. Fascism is government and corporate coordination to control society, to regulate people's behavior. So, in the new American fascism, they're telling us what we can and can't say online. There are plenty of people on the left who are looking to take down people off of line. Some people want to get Fox News banned. That's fascism, folks. They want everybody to have to wear a mask if they want to return to normal life. That's fascist. 50% of the people don't want to take a vaccine. More than 50% of people don't want to take a vaccine because we could see with our own eyes that the effects of COVID on the larger healthy population are negligible. So the COVID-19 virus was real, but it was much less deadly than the flu, than many other illnesses we deal with all along. But the left used that to whip up political hysteria and to control, and they never want to give up the control. They've trained a young generation of people to be fearful. They've taught kids to be neurotic and paranoid about taking off their masks, and that's exactly what they wanted. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care if you're on the left. They don't care about if you're on the right. They just want to consummate power. They want total power over you. And it's sad that as Americans, we've had to sit by and watch people willingly and knowingly destroy the fabric of our society. Joe Biden is a dictator, and he'll only get away with it if we, the people, lay down and allow him to do so. Well, we're going to keep speaking out. Look forward to on upcoming podcasts. We're about to release our Roku station. We're going to have a cancel-free platform where traditional values and sane values and sane politics will be able to be spoken without risk of being canceled or silenced. So I'll give more details on that to you over the next couple of days. We're in our last stages of getting our channel up, and it's going to be great. We're going to meet this culture war head on. And when all is said and done, the people who stand for truth and freedom and America will emerge victorious. I'm Nicholas Tutora. I'll talk to you again soon on Tutora Time.